Welcome back and welcome to a bit of poetry discussion. I know I don't normally talk about a lot of poetry on this channel, but I have mentioned recently a couple of poetry books that I have read. I recently read The Sun and Her Flowers by Rupi Kaur, which I talked about as a mini review, and I also read Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. And then last week, in the run-up to and in celebration of International Women's Day, I read these two. I read The Princess Saves Herself in this one and The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one. And then on International Women's Day, I went out and bought this gorgeous special edition of The Witch Doesn't Burn in this one. And these are by Amanda Lovelace. And as you can see, the ones that I read are thoroughly tabbed, so I wanted to share some of my highlights of these books with you. Now, for me, I've always sort of said I'm not a fan of poetry. I don't enjoy teaching it. I don't always enjoy reading it. It has to be something that grasps me. But these books are just so completely different and so powerful and so kind of like powerful women, and just like such true messages through both of them. The fact that their poetry kind of like almost passes me by. They're just beautiful reading of completely true stuff to do with being a woman and being a woman in today's society in particular. These books do come with a trigger warning, so just to share that with you. So this book contains sensitive material relating to child abuse, intimate partner abuse, bullying, sexual assault, self-harm, eating disorders, queerphobia, menstruation, alcoholism, racism, trauma, death, suicide, grief, cancer, fire, and possibly more. Remember to practice self-care before, during, and after reading. So I like the fact that it has the trigger warning at the start there, and there are definitely some poems in here that contain sort of sensitive material, stuff which I would say brought out an emotional reaction in me, but I quite like the fact that there is an emotional reaction to a lot of these poems. And definitely though, heed the warning of self-care. I like the fact that the self-care stuff is so heavily preached and practiced throughout both of these books. So yeah, as I say, the reason that I love these books, these poems, is because I can definitely identify with them. I love the fact that they are sort of promoting being a strong, independent woman, and the fact that they are drawing attention to the challenges that we face as women, whether we are women in the sort of cisgendered woman aspect of it, or whether we identify as a woman, all the challenges that we collectively face as a group. And that's why I chose to read these in the run-up to and on International Women's Day. So the Princess Saves Herself in this one starts with this fabulous poem that I was just like, yes, I'm going to enjoy this. I am going to like this particular writer. So it's The Princess, crossed out. I was born a little book mad. I could be found stroking the spines of my books while sat locked alone inside my tower bedroom. All the while, I hoped my books would spill their exquisite words over the lush green carpet so I could collect them one by one and savour them like berries inside my mouth. And this one's called Forever a Collector of Words. And I think as a bibliophile myself, obviously I could completely identify with this one. There's stuff in here about, because it's to do with The Princess Saves Herself in this one, there's stuff to do in here about the whole princess and knight and being rescued type thing. So the princess locked herself away in the highest tower, hoping a knight in shining armour would come to her rescue. And that one is called I Didn't Realise I Could Be My Own Knight. And I love that one as well, and definitely something that I would share. There's one in here about Mother's Day and how Mother's Day can affect you if you have lost your mother. This one This is the section called The Queen, because although these are collections of poems, there is a story kind of running through them all. In both of the books, there are 4 different sections to them, and it kind of progresses as you go through the book. So you can read it in a linear way, or you can do as I am doing and jump back in and find some of your favourites. Once upon a time, the princess rose from the ashes. Her dragon lovers made of her, and crowned herself the motherfucking queen of herself. And that one's called How's That for a Happily Ever After, which I just think is amazing, amazing. There's a bit of romance in here. There are love poems, there are angry poems, and I've earmarked some of these so that I can go back to them when I need to and when I want to read some of my favourites. Or perhaps I will just pick up my fresh copy and read from start to finish again. I'll share a couple with you from this one because I think they are fantastic. The acknowledgements of this one I think is amazing, because you've got the acknowledgements page, and then here under readers you've got write yourself in, because she wants to acknowledge you as a reader, which I think is lovely, and I liked when I first saw that. Where's the one I am looking for? I think it's near the beginning. I've got too many tabs, that's the problem. Too many things tabbed. So this one here in particular, you may have seen my Instagram picture of this book, included red lipstick, because there are 2 poems here, one called We Tried to Warn You and one called We Tried to Warn You Too. Red lipstick, an external sign of internal fire. And then we Try to Warn You Too is red lipstick, battle cry, battle cry, battle cry. And I enjoyed that one because I am a big fan of red lipstick and the power it has to make me feel different in myself. This one here is how to prevent getting sexually assaulted, and this is how to prevent sexually assaulting someone. So this one here just had the numbers and then scribbles, and this one here has the numbers and it's don't rape, don't rape, don't rape. So yeah, so as I say, there is some difficult content here, but I like the fact that she challenges you and she makes you think. And yeah, I just really enjoyed these. I enjoyed them so much more than I expected to, and I definitely am happy that I tabbed some of the poems so that I can go back and read them again. And if you are thinking of picking these ones up, then I hope that some of the ones that I've read to you there have decided you one way or another. I would definitely recommend them. I've written a review of this one on my blog. As I say, I went out and bought the special edition. This one's out in Target, hence the red. But I like the fact that this is white and red and this is red and white. And it is going to be a 3rd one in this series, so eventually I will do a little book talk on that one as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, bit of a different one. I'm sorry I've struggled to get some of my words out, but it's very hard when you're faced with someone who is so prolific with words and writes them so well. So yeah, so I will be back with another video soon. If you enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed so that my next video lands right in your subscription feed. Thank you for watching. Bye.